Hi, this is Keith with How to Build Your Own Home, and I have a weekly bonus, some advice I want to give you when it comes to building a home. The change that typically happens the most when building a home is windows. Every time I build a home, and especially a custom home or a luxury home, windows invariably get changed a lot of the time. So what do? If you're a production builder, you want those windows here immediately. You want them here when the framers are here because they'll put them in right after, and it speeds up your production time, it speeds up your completion time. When you're a custom home builder, or a luxury home builder, or even an owner builder, and you're going through this for the first time, you're going to start framing the house and you're going to realize, oh, that window doesn't work there, or that window needs to be bigger. Look at the view we can get. Windows change the most. So here's the best piece of advice that I can give you. Do not order the windows until after the home is framed. Now, the caveat is going to push back your framing or push back the production completion date of your home by almost 3 to 5 weeks. You have to be able to absorb that additional length of construction time. But here's what happens when you do that. You can make changes that you may really want to change without affecting the window dimension or the window size that you need to order, because that's going to be ordered after you make the change, not before. Here's why that's so important. You see 3 windows here above the front entry of this home here. Well, during the engineering of the home, or when I was looking at it, we had 2 posts here for my client, and there was a big, huge beam over the entryway here to support the roof, and that's how the engineer originally designed it. Well, I spoke with the truss plant and asked them, can we expand the trusses all the way out to the outside of each end of the home? They said, yes, great. We get rid of the post supports here. We push the extension of the trusses all the way to the outside of the house. It affected the window size. And sometimes you don't catch those things because you don't think about that. It's way out here in left field. You're just focusing on removing some supports so you have more open floor space inside the home. So that shrunk those windows from 53 inches to 18 inches here at the top. And we had already ordered the windows. So best piece of advice, when you're dealing with a home and it's a custom home and you're doing it yourself and you feel like the windows may not be perfect, they could change for whatever reason, order them after you frame. Here's something else to consider. A lot of times you're dealing with plans that were created by a draftsperson, and the draftsperson may not understand the header supports that are needed above the window or above the door. Sometimes that header could be 12 inches, 10 inches, whatever it may be for the engineering needed for the support. We have tile roofs here. They're 850 pounds per square, 10 by 10 section. That puts a lot of weight on the exterior supports of a home. That affects everything. It affects your engineering. If it's just an asphalt shingle roof, that's not nearly as much. So that too plays into the engineering of the home. So again, wait till after the home is framed, especially if you're going through this for the very first time. It's going to push your delay, push your construction back a bit, but it's going to ease up the stress. You're able to make subtle changes, make corrections during the course of the framing. They're not going to affect the window because you'll order those after the fact. I hope that helps you. Again, construction and how to build your own home and being your own owner builder is mostly about sequencing and spacing things out, knowing what should come next and what needs to happen before this can happen. The more you know about that, you can really manage a project. I would usually order the windows after the framing, but this house I didn't. I felt really confident on the window sizes, but I was wrong in one area here, and we had some other issues. We broke a window over here because it was delivered a little earlier than I like to. But the break was actually a good thing because we're now ordering a different window to solve for a problem that we realized as well. The window had an angle on it, and it wasn't going to look good on the inside, so we changed the window frame to a full square window, and it's going to be a much better window for the client. So sometimes these things are providential and they kind of work out themselves. But if you really want to avoid headaches and a lot of confusion, a lot of mistakes, especially in a custom home build, try to get your windows ordered after, so that way you can have your window subcontractor come and actually measure the rough opening of the window when it's alive and framed and ready to go. They make the order, they'll get them delivered, they'll be here later, but you can avoid some headaches. I hope that helps. This is Keith Kelch with How to Build Your Own Home.